Welcome to Wrestling Talk. This is Adele Midoriya. Today we'll be talking about uh, why Cody Rhodes why Cody Rhodes not main event against Roman Reigns is the right decision. Now I know this is somewhat a controversial topic because people really want a very controversial opinion, but hear me out. Before anyone's like, but he has to finish the story. You want me to tell you what? The story was never meant to be finished at WrestleMania, in my opinion. It was always going to be Cody versus Seth. It always was, and it always was going to be. For one, they don't want Roman Reigns to lose the championship right now, and that could give Cody Rhodes a little bit of a world main event run with the World Heavyweight Championship that just to see how a real main event run would go, because the world title is a new title and they need to give big names these titles, and the only way I see Cody Rhodes, the way I see it is The Rock versus, also the way I see it is that, yes, it's a little bit disappointing that Cody won't finish his story at WrestleMania, but people forget SummerSlams exist. People forget that all the big four exist because we are only built to care about WrestleMania. But having Cody's main event win beyond a SummerSlam would give something big to that show that it wouldn't do for WrestleMania. WrestleMania needs to be The Rock versus Roman to get a dream match. And people who want to see it on something that's not a major live show, like just an international pay-per-view, you have to realize Rock will only wrestle at a WrestleMania, in my opinion, and that's where he should be. Granted, he didn't take the opportunity away from Cody Rhodes. He's still going for a world title, but people don't see it that way. People see that Seth Rollins' title is the consolation prize for people who never will get to beat Roman Reigns. Well, for one, it's a world title. It's considered a world title. So, and the whole principle of finishing the story, as soon as Brock Lesnar got involved, the story fell apart. But the story, Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble to challenge Seth Rollins, seems very fair to me, because it's something that they built up like for a while, a fourth match between them two, even before a second match with Roman, and it makes the story a whole much better if Cody Rhodes just doesn't get an opportunity right away. If Cody Rhodes just doesn't get an opportunity right away, that makes the most sense. Because if Cody Rhodes gets the opportunity right away, that defeats the story. Having him challenge right WrestleMania after WrestleMania would just defeat the purpose of the whole story. Because Roman Reigns isn't going to lose till he beats Hulk Hogan's record, in my opinion. So Cody Rhodes would ultimately lose again, and people don't realize that they're building Roman Reigns to where he will beat The Rock. And Triple H, I actually support Triple H with this decision, because for one, it makes Roman Reigns look stronger than being Cody Rhodes 2 years in a row. And that would sadly mean Cody Rhodes would have to win a third time, and there's 3-time Royal Rumble win, and there wouldn't 3 times in a row, which would have never been done but it would also be too predictable. So at the same time, you have to realize him getting the title at SummerSlam, not having two WrestleMania main events against Roman Reigns will be better for him. So Roman Reigns could hold the title longer than Hulk Hogan, and we could get a big payback from their WrestleMania match. And then, I think if they're gonna do WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes again, they should split it up into 2 different WrestleManias. First year they faced each other at 2023, they faced each other at WrestleMania. This year they challenged each other at SummerSlam. And next year, the payoff match, which Cody would win at WrestleMania. So, this story needs to be... The story is still continuing. Cody Rhodes even confirmed that in the feud. But The Rock versus Roman Reigns will always be bigger than Rock will put butts in seats. Cody Rhodes will, but you're trying to get fans who are older who start watching the product to watch. And The Rock is sadly the most famous person in the past, other than John Cena, which I don't really want. The Rock versus Roman Reigns is a dream match. Having a dream match at WrestleMania is more important than the story, in my opinion. But Cody Rhodes, I'm not saying I don't like him. He's one of my favorites, but still, he has no reason to main event with Roman Reigns 2 years in a row. We already seen what they could offer up. I don't want to see it at the same show twice, and that's what people want to see. I feel like that's just mad crazy. Like, give someone else the opportunity at WrestleMania, but no, it has to be exactly the way you want it. And you want me to tell you what? If I was Triple H, just to get you even madder, I would confirm that The Rock is going to go up against Roman Reigns, just to make people even more upset. It's a strategy called long-term storytelling. Cody's story is going to be that he wins a world title. He either loses it, so then he's going to go after Roman Reigns until SummerSlam. They're probably going to have a draft where Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns end up on the same brand to really make Cody's story worth something. You want me to tell you what? It makes more sense for him to challenge for the Raw title because he's on Raw than it is for him to challenge Roman Reigns. Because that would mean that title will move to Raw, and that would be a problem. You either have to make Cody Rhodes a SmackDown superstar, or do a draft and put them right into the same brand. See, not many people think about this, but if you think about it, Bayley chose Io Sky, who is currently the women's champion for SmackDown, which Bayley's also on SmackDown. And so it was logical that Cody would challenge Seth Rollins. We get a very good match between them two. Plus, there isn't much to complain about. People want to see Cody versus Reigns again at WrestleMania. But realistically, having the same main event 2 years in a row isn't really going to put as many butts in seats as you think it will. Cody Rhodes' story will be complete, but not at the time the fans want it to. If Cody Rhodes has many years to complete his story, winning the world title and becoming the 6th ever champion, would be way bigger. Because, think about it, adding his lineage to a title that is unknown could be big for the company and make that world title seem more like a main event title than with Seth Rollins. Even though Seth Rollins has been doing a good job convincing us, hey, this is a main event title, we shouldn't be disappointed about it. It's also ultimately the problem that they need more stars to win the title, even if they have like a 90-day reign or have a very long reign. I feel like Cody Rhodes' championship reign for the title will come to a short end when Damian Priest cashes in, so Cody Rhodes can actually finish his story at SummerSlam. People don't think about long term, people think about the short term and what they want. If you think about the possible story that Cody Rhodes would eventually get his title shot, then if you're open-minded, you'll realize that this is just this is just a struggle. It's going to be like a CM Punk Daniel Bryan storyline, but at SummerSlam. Because throwing in Cody versus in the Rock and Roman Reigns would make no logical sense. A dream match, and then there's Cody Rhodes being the third wheel like Daniel Bryan. It would disappoint a lot of people. It would disappoint a lot of people. And before, people are like, the story is gonna happen. You just gotta be more patient. It's long storytelling that Triple H is doing, and I feel like there's gonna be a draft. I feel like Triple H is gonna do a draft that puts Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns eventually in the same bread heading into like closer to SummerSlam. There's gonna be a draft where Cody and Roman Reigns both head to SmackDown, and Seth Rollins, of course, stays on Raw. And then, eventually, at SummerSlam, Cody's going to get a number one contendership shot. And then ultimately win the title at the main event of SummerSlam, which would be the biggest payoff of a storyline in recent years. Because not only would this make Roman Reigns' championship officially be 3 years, it would also make Cody Rhodes beating him on the 3rd year would ultimately be way cooler than Cody Rhodes just straight up say, hey, I'm going to challenge you at WrestleMania and beating you. Having Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, which is near August or July sometimes, would ultimately make for better storytelling. And there's one reason for it. And there's one and only one reason for it. It's because Cody Rhodes is supposed to struggle for his match. Winning the Royal Rumble is a struggle. But having being Roman Reigns on the 3rd year, which would finally be considered the 3rd year in August, if they do SummerSlam in August, would be the biggest thing they could do. Or if they do it in July, having it close. Roman Reigns almost held it for a complete 3 years and then having the title slipped away from him. That's way cooler of a storyline than just saying, ooh, he didn't beat Hulk Hogan, but he was champion for so much longer. Beating a Hall of Famer's record should be the front forward for the company, because it's a really big thing that needs to be done. Cody Rhodes winning the title at WrestleMania does not. Logically, I don't think having the main event, as I said, will put butts in seats. Plus, the long-term storytelling could be the best way for us to feel like Cody actually got a title opportunity, because they keep building up and building up and building up towards it. Like, Cody Rhodes' story, it meant absolutely nothing. It was just a bunch of random wrestlers and just a throw together mishmash of random stars. But if they put time and effort to it and put him on SmackDown, and he keeps failing to get the opportunity at Roman Reigns, keep failing, but at SummerTime he finally gets the opportunity, that would be more rewarding than say, hey, just pushing him to get the opportunity. I want to feel like Cody Rhodes really has to struggle for it and not just handed the opportunity like in the Royal Rumble. Like, yes, the Royal Rumble is a long match and grueling, but having him keep losing number one contenderships for the match and then losing at pay-per-views every once in a while and sometimes getting wins, and then eventually at SummerSlam finally getting his number one contendership that he's been waiting for almost the whole year, and then being Roman Reigns, that will be a special moment. That's what we would call special. A special moment. And if he wins the world title, you could say it would be ultimately more impressive because Cody Rhodes will be a 2-time world champion, in my opinion. Cody Rhodes is going to become a 2-time world champion. And if you considered that the Universal title and WWE Championship still have two different lineages, but combined together, Cody Rhodes will technically be a 3-time world champion. If we think about it like that, the story all will make sense. Once he loses his title, eventually, he's going to go straight after Roman. And I feel like it's going to be closer to July, closer to Money in the Bank, before Damian Priest's time run out, he's going to cash in on Cody Rhodes and then become world champion. And then the story could be built from Money in the Bank onwards. It will be much more better. Trust me, it's going to be much better. Well, this is all my opinion, and this is Hideo Midoriya. Goodbye.